Hi there, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states. Annuities, pros and cons. We're going to kind of pick apart the Barron's annuity list, an annual thing that they put in their publication. They call it the gold standard looking at annuities. The Barron's article makes me scream to the top of my lungs, even though in the past, Barron's, because I am Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states, they have quoted me numerous times for this article, and I always say the same thing to them, and they kind of meander the quotes that I say it, whatever. But great publication, but this, every year I get calls on this. Like I got one the other day. Well, I was reading Barron's the other day, and they said this annuity is the best one. Huh? Give me a break. And I'm going to break that down after this. Just a little history on Barron's. The first issue, I looked it up, was in 1921. Clarence Barron was the founder. And it's a really good newspaper, magazine, whatever you want to call it. At the time of this taping in 2021, we're somewhat digital. I don't know how good of a transition they've made into the digital world. But back in the day when I first started with Dean Witter, Morgan Stanley, Payne Weber, and UBS, I got Barron's every day. It was like a thick newspaper. But it was for financial stuff. It was great. But a few years back, they started saying, okay, every year we're going to give you the best annuities. And they break it down, the best immediate annuities, the best deferred income annuities, the best buffered annuities, the best variable annuities, the best fixed index annuities. That is insane. Nothing against the Barron's people, and if you want to talk to me, fine. I'd love to tell you why this, well, you can just watch this video, why it's insane. Annuity quotes are like a gallon of milk, meaning that every 7 to 10 days they change. So when Barron's puts out this article, by the time it's printed, the quotes aren't real. The quotes aren't valid, and the fact that they are pinpointing specific carriers, of which I represent, and saying this is the best one, and this is the best one, and this is the best one for this specific annuity type, it's insane, and I can't believe they continue to do that because call I got the other day, hey, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, and it was a client. He goes, I read the Barron's article, and they said this was the best immediate annuity. Hey, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and buy that. Now, I'm not a sociopath. I went, whoa, slow down there, Johnny. What are you talking about? What do you want the money to do? Do you want it to be joint life? Do you want it to be single life? Let's quote all carriers. You know what we did? We quoted all carriers, and the favorite one from Barron's finished 7th in the contractual guarantees. So it's misleading for Barron's to say, this is the best one. Come on. Annuities are commodity products. Now, I know Barron's sells advertising and things like that, and it is kind of ironic sometimes to see advertisements from the carriers that finished on the list. I'm sure that's just happenstance. I'm sure that's just random, right? Really? I mean, consumers, this all comes back to the media. Can you trust the media? Can you trust what the media is saying for politics? Can you trust what the media is saying for financial stuff? With this type of list, you can't. Because every single week, annuities change from the standpoint of the contractual guarantees. So for them to put in a variable annuity or an indexed annuity or a deferred income annuity or a buffered annuity or an immediate annuity or deferred income annuity or a qualified longevity annuity contract and say, these are the top 5, give me a break. That's ridiculous because everything expires. Quotes expire and companies, I'll give it a good example. When you used to buy CDs, remember when CDs were really high and there was a CD, like let's say there's a 5-year CD that you really liked and you're driving down the road and one bank had the 5-year CD at a higher rate than the bank on this side of the road had the same 5-year CD. Why? Because the bank with the higher rate was trying to attract money to a specific amount. Same thing with annuities. When annuity companies are out there and you go to my site, give an example, go to my site at theannuityman.com and run a quote this week for a single premium immediate annuity, and then run it next week for a single premium immediate annuity. Same quote parameters. Most of the time, there's going to be a different carrier at the top. Why? Because they're trying to attract your premium. It just makes sense. So for Barron's to put on paper digitally, for the record, for all time, for trusting people to read. That's read Barron's forever. Well, I guess if Barron says that's the top one, then that's the top one, Stan the Annuity Man. Garbage. Garbaggiola in Italian. How about that? It's crapola. I mean, they should stop doing this. What they should do, instead of the top list, is they should take each type and fully explain it and have a video, preferably of me or someone as smart as me. Wait a minute. Okay, that doesn't exist. But the point is, have education on the types and then say, you got to shop all carriers. And here's what to look out for. Here's the pros and cons of variable annuities. Here's the pros and cons of index annuities. Here's the pros and cons of immediate annuities. Here's the pros and cons of deferred income annuities. Here's the pros and cons of qualified longevity annuity contracts. Here's the pros and cons of index annuities and MIGAs and whatever. And here's where to go to shop theannuityman.com to see all carriers' live feed of the best contractual guarantees for your specific situation. Here's another thing that drives me crazy. So let's just say Barron says, this is the best immediate annuity. There's 40 different ways to structure it, the last I counted. What structure are you doing? Are you doing life only? Are you doing joint life only? Are you doing life with cash refund? Are you doing joint life with cash refund? Are you doing a period certain? When are you starting the income? Are you starting it next year, 5 months, 6 months, 2 years? Give me a break. There's so many variables to how to structure it in the customization of annuities. You can't just say this is the best immediate annuity. Best immediate, if they're going to do that, then they have to have the best single premium immediate annuity for this quote structure, and this quote structure, and this quote structure, and 40 pages later, they've covered every quote structure, and by the time they print it, it's irrelevant anyway, because annuity quotes are like a gallon of milk, and they expire every 7 to 10 days, so by the time they print it, and the editor looks at it, and they go to press, it doesn't matter anyway. But every single year, I get calls from people who think they're smart. They go, well, Barron said. Barron's doesn't know annuities. If Barron's was smart, they'd hire me to write their annuity column, and then I would oversee the best of Barron's annuities, and it wouldn't look like it looked this year or last year or whatever, and hopefully next year they'll do that. Because every single year that Barron's runs that thing, that's special on annuities, they lose credibility. For people like me who understand markets, who understand financial products, and who definitely understand annuities, they lose me, and they lose credibility. And every time I see them, I go, man, who is approving that crapola? Who is approving that? Or is the ad revenue so good, they have to run it? And they go to these big carriers and say, we'll put you in the top 5 if you run a half-a-page ad. I hope that's not the case. But my conspiracy theorist capitalistic head is going, something smells, baby, and it ain't my feet because I just took off the shoes. And it's misleading people. Annuities are contracts. Annuities are commodities. They should be shopped for all carriers, with all carriers for the highest contractual guarantee for your specific situation. So when Barron's putting in the top immediate annuity or the top deferred income annuity, what is the top deferred income annuity for a 70-year-old or a 65-year-old or 62-year-old or 81-year-old or 77-year-old? It's all different. It all changes. So I'm begging you, Barrons, I know you're going to watch this. Hire me to do it. Or then don't. You have 2 choices. Either hire me to do it right or don't do it anymore, because every single year I'm going to blast you if you do it the same way. I'm going to blast you factually, and you know that I'm right. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. As my therapist says, the annuity therapist. Barrons, listen to me. People that read Barrons, throw that issue away. Just don't even look at it. Read the other stuff. I'm sure it's really good. But when it comes to annuities and Barrons puts this list out, this article out, this garbage out, just ignore it. Because I do, and anyone with an annuity brain that knows the game, that knows how these products work, ignore it. We totally ignore it, and we think it's a joke. Barrons, I'm calling you out. Let's not make it a joke. We need that article. We just need that article to be better and to be factual. Hey, do me a favor, you too, Barrons, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man YouTube video.